Hello, little Timmies. And today, I'm going to be talking about DeMar Derozan, and basically how DeMar Derozan is playing phenomenally this season for a team that's been around top 3 in the East all season, and he won't be probably even top 3 in the MVP conversation. So I just kind of want to go over his whole career, where he is now, and all that stuff. So his career, DeMar Derozan's career started off with the Toronto Raptors. He was drafted there in the 2009 draft. So his first season was 2009 and 2010. He only averaged 8 points in his rookie season, but then the next season averaged 17. So he shot up in points really quickly. And then he was sitting around there for a while. And then he was on the Raptors from the 2009 to 2010 season to 2017 to 2018. And his best season in Toronto, he's averaging 27 points. And then he was involved in the Kawhi Leonard deal, which sent him to San Antonio. And then in San Antonio, 22 to 21 points per game. He was relatively quiet in San Antonio because I don't really know anyone who watches the Spurs. So he was on the Spurs for 3 seasons, but I feel like people kind of just forgot about DeMar Derozan. You knew he was in the league, but you weren't really seeing him anymore. Because with Toronto, he's at least making deep playoff runs. He was playing against LeBron and stuff like that, but he was just kind of nowhere on the Spurs. And then this season, no one wanted him. He was going to go to the Lakers, which was Lakers' plan A. Then they ended up going with Westbrook, which was not obviously as good as DeMar, but who knows how good DeMar would have done if he was on the Lakers. But this season he's averaging 28 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, which is really good, especially, and this is his best season ever, and he's 32. And normally you peak around 28-ish, that's normally when you're at your best, and he's 32 and he's averaging 28. And it's not like he's on a team that's garbage. He's on the Chicago Bulls, and they have guys like Zach LaVine and Vucevic, and whatever they've been doing over there has been working. They're the 2 seed right now. But the Eastern Conference is very close, but they've been top 3 around that area all season. And a lot of people expected the Bulls' defense to be really bad. But really it hasn't. I think it's been pretty good, honestly, because they had guys like Alex Caruso and Lonzo Ball who they picked up, but then they ended up getting injured and stuff like that. But I want to talk about how DeMar probably isn't top 3 in MVP right now. So, in the beginning of the season, Kevin Durant was for sure up there. Now he's injured, so I think he's fallen out. Steph Curry was number 1 in the beginning for me, and then he went through a slump, and then he's gone out of the slump now, but it's just been a decent season for him. But I do think one player that's for sure been better is Joel Embiid. For me, he's number 1 in MVP right now. He's averaging 29.8 points, so nearly 30 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists on 50% from the field and 37% from 3, which are really good splits, but he's been playing really good on a Sixers team that didn't really have anyone other than him because Ben Simmons wasn't playing. He had guys like Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey who were playing good, though. And then they traded for James Harden, and now they've been playing really good together. They played 2 games with each other at the time of recording this video. And James Harden got a triple-double, and they seem to have good chemistry. Joel Embiid's even trying to learn the James Harden step back, but probably won't be able to learn that. And then Joel Embiid, I think, has been better. Nikola Jokic, I think, has been good. The Nuggets aren't really all too great. They're the 6 seed right now. So, I do think he won't win MVP. I do think that he's been playing better, though. He's averaging 25 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists on 56% from the field and 36% from 3. So he's basically, to me, Joel Embiid's better because Joel Embiid can play better defense than Jokic, but Jokic can get all the assists and stuff. He's also averaging more rebounds, but yeah, I think what brings Jokic down is he doesn't really have a good team surrounding him because Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray are out. And another player who I think's been better, I do think that's been because he hasn't had anyone really to have score. That's LeBron James. LeBron James averaging 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists on 52% from the field and 35% from 3. And he's been having a good season, but the Lakers are playing horribly. That's why I just wanted to bring him up. I do not think LeBron will win MVP, especially if the Lakers are playing how they are currently. I just think that he's been playing. People give LeBron more recognition than DeMar right now. But I do have Joel as number 1 in MVP right now. And then my number 2 is probably Giannis. Giannis is the Bucks just won the championship last season. So I feel like they were after last season, people felt like, oh, that was just rigged, blah blah blah. Like everyone was injured. So in this season, I felt like the Bucks felt they had something to prove. I felt like they had already proven everything that they needed to. But this season, Giannis has averaged 29 points, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. So similar stats to Joel Embiid. Really similar, actually. They're actually better than Joel's. So with me, Joel Embiid and Giannis are kind of interchangeable for number 1. But yeah, Giannis is having really close to the best season of his career. And I feel like with Giannis, we've just gotten so used to how good he is. It's like he won the back-to-back MVPs, and then people are just like, oh, I feel like they just discredit him because they've just gotten used to it. It's like, oh yeah, he can play really good defense. He's freakishly tall and has for how tall he is, 6'11", and for how tall he is, how much speed he has is unbelievable. But it's just we've become so accustomed to that. It's just oh yeah, that's normal. But Giannis, I have number 2. Then number 3, honestly, I don't really have anyone for number 3. Because for me, number 3 is guys like Jokic or Curry or LeBron or Chris Paul. But for me right now, it's really just a 2-man race between Giannis and Joel Embiid. Because KD got injured. Curry's kind of fallen out of it. I guess he's coming back into it right now. But yeah, number 3, I'd probably say one of those guys. Because just for some odd reason, DeMar is not getting the recognition that he deserves. I think it was after people saw the 2-game winners in a row, they're like, oh, DeMar's actually good. And then he beat Wilt Chamberlain's record, which is now DeMar's record, of most consecutive games with 35 points. I think DeMar got it up to 9, which is incredible, 35 points. But no one really cared much about it, as much as people should have. He was Wilt Chamberlain, someone who scored 100 points in a game, averaged 50. He beat his record, which is unbelievable. But that kind of just flew under the radar, I feel like. But yeah, let me know what you think. I feel like DeMar Derozan is more of a dark horse MVP, but if the Bulls keep playing how they are, which is really good, I do think that he has a really good chance of winning MVP. But compared to Joel and Giannis, I could see it going those 3 ways. Joel, Giannis, or DeMar. So, tell me what your thoughts are in the comments down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye.